Hey friends, we're reading Acts the 23rd chapter, and can I tell you that this is a interesting passage to me in that in the 23rd chapter we find Paul before the council once again. He's in front of the tribune, and in this passage he comes forward and he declares, "Hey brothers, I'm a Pharisee, a son of a Pharisee, and this is who I am, and because I am, I have the hope of the resurrection from the dead, and that's why I'm standing on trial." Well, that's an interesting statement because that's the hope that Paul has because of Jesus Christ, that we have the hope of the resurrection. And in the midst of that, the Sadducees and the Pharisees begin to argue with one another. The Pharisees believed those things, while the Sadducees, as Paul recounts, they did not believe in the resurrection. They did not believe in angels. They did not believe in the Spirit. But the Pharisees acknowledged all of those things. And it's important to see the difference in these two people groups, in these two parts of the religious community. And because of that, they begin to have a dissension among themselves to the point that they move Paul out of the way because they're afraid that he's going to be literally torn apart physically, and they move him out. And it's interesting to me because in this passage, while Paul is proclaiming what he believes, we begin to see that there are differences in the people that he is speaking to. And those differences can actually have impact as he is sharing the gospel with them. So I want you to think about the people that you might tell about Jesus. Are there people in your life that have differences from you? Are there people who believe differently from you? I think that one of the important things that we need to see is that we need to begin to pray for them, that their hearts and their minds would be softened so that they could hear what it is that you speak to them about Jesus. There are people we will meet that believe differently than us, but that should not stop us from fully articulating the God that we love, articulating the hope that we have in Jesus Christ, and the importance of the Holy Spirit at work in our lives. Friends, there are people who will always believe differently than you, perhaps, but that doesn't stop us from proclaiming the gospel. It's interesting because later that night we read in the 11th verse that the Lord speaks to Paul and says, "Take courage, for as you have testified to the facts about me in Jerusalem, so you must testify in Rome." He has been giving testimony of Jesus and about the facts of who God is, and the Lord tells him, "You're going to do it in Rome." But until that point comes, he will continue to proclaim Jesus, no matter who's in the crowd. And friends, I hope that you do the same.